Most businesses handle onboarding through email, Slack, spreadsheets, and disconnected requests. And eventually, IT loses the visibility into the equipment setup, account creation, the onboarding progress, and ownership. And that's usually when onboarding workflows start becoming reactive instead of operational. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to build a lightweight onboarding operations workflow using Google Forms, Google Sheets, and Google Apps Script. And the goal here isn't just about collecting the onboarding information, but about creating operational visibility across your onboarding process. So let's get into it. Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Automation Desk YouTube channel. My name is Will with Local Systems, where we help teams design and implement internal tools, portals, and automation workflows to improve your operations and keep businesses running efficiently. So here's the onboarding workflow that I created. When a manager submits an onboarding request, that request automatically enters a centralized onboarding tracker inside Google Sheets. Then IT can track onboarding progress, manage setup tasks, update statuses, and monitor onboarding fulfillment operationally. And on top of that, automations can send onboarding notifications, status updates, and ready for first day emails. And one thing about this V1 approach is that if your business is already using Google Workspace, you can build this lightweight onboarding operations workflow without needing additional onboarding software. Now, this isn't meant to replace a full enterprise onboarding platform. The goal here is to create a simple and operational onboarding workflow for businesses that want better onboarding visibility and structure using tools that they may already have access to, like Google Form, Google Sheets, Gmail, and Apps Script. So for smaller businesses especially, this can become a very cost-effective onboarding operation solution. Now let's talk about structure. One important thing about this workflow is the separation between intake and fulfillment. The form acts as the intake layer, and the sheet becomes the operational fulfillment layer. And operationally, that separation matters a lot. Usually, managers only need access to the onboarding intake form, not the internal operational tracking sheet. Managers submit the onboarding form request, and then IT handles the operational fulfillment internally. And the operation onboarding sheet typically stays restricted to IT and operations because it contains the statuses, provisioning notes, device assignments, onboarding ownership, shipping details, and fulfillment tracking. This separation creates a much cleaner onboarding visibility and helps to standardize onboarding workflows across your whole business. Now let's talk a little bit about the form deployment and access. There are multiple ways that businesses can operationally deploy a workflow like this. For example, HR can send the onboarding form to the hiring managers. Onboarding coordinators can submit requests. Managers can bookmark an onboarding page. The form can live inside the Google Sites as well, or it can be shared directly inside Slack or Teams. Some businesses even include workflows like this inside onboarding SOPs or internal documentation. But the important part is to standardize how onboarding requests enter the operation. Because once onboarding intake becomes standardized, operational visibility improves dramatically. Okay, and now for the fun part. Let's build the onboarding form itself. This first section focuses on employee information. This helps IT understand who the employee is, who the manager is, when onboarding needs to happen, and where the employee will be working. And when we move into the equipment requirements, operationally, this becomes important because IT now has visibility into provisioning requirements before the employee's first day, instead of trying to piece onboarding requests together later through emails or Slack messages. Next, we move into the software and access requirements. This section helps standardize account provisioning, application access, VPN setup, shared drive permissions, and onboarding dependencies. And finally, we add onboarding notes and special setup requirements. And because onboarding workflows almost always have edge cases operationally, the goal here isn't just about building a form, but about building a standardized onboarding intake workflow. Next, we need to build the operational sheet and access control. Once the onboarding request starts entering Google Sheets, the onboarding workflow becomes operational because Google Sheets becomes the operational control center for IT. And this is where onboarding fulfillment gets tracked. Things like onboarding statuses, onboarding ownership, account creation, device preparation, shipping, and onboarding completion. And this is also where onboarding transitions from just a form response into an operational workflow. And one thing that I'd also recommend is limiting the access to this operational onboarding sheet, because this sheet usually contains internal IT notes, device tracking, provisioning details, operational statuses, and onboarding fulfillment information. So typically this stays restricted to IT, operations, or onboarding coordinators. And we get to the third part of the build, which is the automation layer. We're going to be using Google Apps Script for this. But instead of spending forever inside the code itself, I want to just focus more on the operational impact of this automation, because operationally, this is where onboarding workflows become much easier to manage consistently. Now, one important operational detail with Google Apps Script is that the account that creates the automation trigger is the account that actually runs the workflows and sends the emails. So for production workflows like this, I usually recommend using a dedicated operational Google Workspace account, like onboarding at company.com, whatever your company is. So for us would be like IT, or onboarding at localsystems.com, or you can use operations at company.com, or IT automation at company.com. Those are just a few examples that you can use. But instead of using your personal employee account, this would be a better way to go about creating the automation under this account. Because if that employee leaves the company, let's say I leave, or one of the people that help you with this automation leaves the company, and their account gets disabled, then the automation will break. So operationally, it's much cleaner if the Google form, Google Sheets, App Script, and automation triggers are all owned by a shared operational account. And for this version 1 workflow, a normal Google Workspace license account is usually enough. For example, when a form gets submitted, IT automatically receives a notification, the onboarding records updates, managers can receive confirmations, and onboarding statuses can move through the workflow automatically. You can even send ready for first day notifications once the onboarding is completed. And operationally, automations help reduce the manual follow-up, onboarding confusion, inconsistent communication, and onboarding delays. Because once onboarding workflows become centralized, automation becomes much easier to scale. Let's also talk about the business value and cost savings that this automation brings. A lot of smaller businesses don't necessarily need an expensive onboarding platform immediately. Many businesses already pay for Google Workspace, and the tools needed to build this lightweight onboarding operations workflow already exist inside that environment. Usually, the bigger issue isn't missing software, but it's the missing operational structure, because once onboarding workflows becomes organized properly, businesses can start layering on top of that automation, visibility, accountability, and operational consistency on top of the workflow. And even lightweight operational systems like this can significantly improve onboarding operations for SMBs, especially for businesses that are still early in operational maturity and don't necessarily need a large enterprise onboarding platform yet. Because a lot of onboarding problems don't come from missing software, but they come from missing operational structure and visibility. And this type of lightweight onboarding workflow can go a long way for SMBs already operating inside Google Workspace. And those are the three main components that go into building this lightweight onboarding operation system. But if you want the ready to deploy version of this onboarding operation system, it'll be available through Low-Code Market at localsystems.com, where we'll be releasing operational systems and workflow packages for businesses. For this one, is going to include the ready to use Google form, operational onboarding sheet, app script, onboarding workflow structure, onboarding statuses, and the deployment guide. You can absolutely build this yourself as well using the concepts from this video. But if you want the fully structured version that's already prepared for you, you'll be able to get it through the local market once it launches. And if you're interested in early access or need any help implementing something similar for your business, you can reach out to us through the contact link below at localsystems.com. And if you want more videos around onboarding systems, operational workflows, workflow automation, IT operation, and scalable business systems, make sure to subscribe or comment down below. And like I mentioned earlier, if you need help building operational systems for your business, check out localsystems.com. The link is in the description. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your support in the channel. My name is Will, and I'll see you on the next one.